Canon.
So Canon's EOS R6 Mark III is rumored to be dropping in May, and you know what that means. Sony is watching. Right now, Sony is holding off on their next big announcement, waiting to see what Canon does first. So the ball is in Canon's court. What's the next move, Canon? According to Canon rumors, the EOS 6 Mark III is expected to have a 24 megapixel stacked sensor similar to the one in the EOS R3. That's a big jump in speed and image quality, especially for video shooters. On top of that, it's rumored to include a digic accelerator. I think I said that right. Kind of like the secondary processor in the EOS R1 and the RS Mark II, which could mean faster burst shooting and overall better performance.
Word on the street is that the R6 Mark III is going to take a page out of Sony's playbook, specifically the A7R5. If you've seen that display, you know what I'm talking about. It's a game changer. We're talking a screen that can both tilt and fully articulate, perfect for those tricky low angles, or if you're trying to vlog with that front-facing camera. Canon users, this is what you've been asking for, and it looks like Canon's finally delivering. But here's the kicker, it's not just about how the screen moves. We're hearing Canon's going OLED for the R6 Mark III. That's right, OLED. If you've used an OLED screen before, you know the deal. Richer colors, deeper blacks, and overall better contrast. Canon's been sticking with LCDs for a while now. But this move to OLED, it's going to make everything look a whole lot more vibrant. Now let's shift gears a bit. There's more to the R6 Mark III than just the display, obviously. Canon's bumping up the resolution slightly, giving us a new 24 megapixel sensor. It's not a massive jump, but it's enough to notice if you're the kind of person who likes to capture a little more detail. Plus, with Canon's processor working together with their image stabilization, this new sensor should do better in low-light situations. Autofocus. Now we're talking. Canon's borrowing the autofocus system from the EOS R5 II, which is good news. It's fast, it's accurate, and it tracks like a dream. Sure, it won't have that crazy eye-tracking tech we mentioned earlier, but for most of what you're shooting, you're not going to notice. It's just going to work, and that's what matters. And if you're into video, Canon's not holding back. We're talking C4K at 120 frames per second in Super 35 mode, 6K 30pe, and 4K 60p cinema raw light recording. Whether you're vlogging, shooting documentaries, or need a reliable B-cam for your professional setup, this camera's got you covered.
So one of the most interesting rumors is the dual card slots, the CF Express Type B. If it's true, it means Canon is seriously stepping up storage speeds and for pros who need high-speed data transfers. Autofocus is also supposed to get a big upgrade with the subject tracking and recognition from Canon's flagship models, which could put it neck and neck with Sony's best autofocus systems.
The R1 and the R5 Mark II are using what's called a digic accelerator processor. So you have your digic X processor, which has been around for a long time, and it probably has been tweaked to make it better, but now they have a separate processor, which is analyzing the autofocus or analyzing what's happening on the sensor and making it even better and better. Now, Sony has something that's kind of like this. They have their AI processor, which is looking at joints and bodies, and it's using AI, artificial intelligence, to know what it's shooting to help better anticipate the action. And yeah, the Sony one is very good in the A9 III. The future cameras from Sony will probably get the same AI processor, and the same thing is going to happen with Canon. We already see it that the flagship R1 has this processor and this autofocus. The R5 Mark II has it, which means you're going to see it continue to trickle down to the others. To wrap this up, I want to come back to me saying that the Canon autofocusing system is better than everyone else's out there. I believe that based off of my real world experience for the last 10 plus years shooting with every single camera out there, that the current system with the R1 and the R5 Mark II is better than what Sony's A9 III is capable of doing. Now, it's subtle there. The A9 III is the best autofocusing system that Sony has ever created, and that is going to continue to trickle down to their other cameras. The A9 III was ever so probably just as good as the R3, but the R1 and the R5 Mark II, this tech is better than what Sony has, and it's by far better than what Nikon has. Nikon has gotten a lot better. The Z6 III, autofocus, much better. But right now, the next generation of Canon cameras, I feel, will be far superior with autofocus than the next generation of Sony's cameras that even have their AI processor. It's going to be close, but I do believe from real world experience that the Canon has the best autofocus ever in the history of cameras.
But again, Sony is waiting for Canon to make their move. They're watching. So if Canon wants to stay ahead, they need to drop something big with the R6 Mark III. If Canon brings an upgraded sensor, fast processing, and insane autofocus, they could put the pressure on Sony in a big way. If not, Sony might one-up them on their next drop and the competitive pricing. This could be a huge moment in the mirrorless game, so let's see if Canon delivers. So what's the move, Canon? We all want to know. What do y'all think? How many Canon shooters out there are sticking to Canon no matter what? Anyone trying to move over to Sony? Same for Sony users. If you're a Sony user, would you switch to Canon anytime soon? Every other brand, I'm sorry, I'm not talking about you right now.
Canon.